Hey, what is up, everybody? Here's Matsick. Today, doing something different. It's been a long time since I uploaded my last video. I think it was a hack the box machine or something like that. Today, something different. It's about Wi-Fi hacking, specifically about AIRGEDDON, because I know some of you guys use it as well as me for evil twin attacks. Right, and I've been in this situation where I need to personalize a captive portal for work for some company that I'm trying to hack into or something like that, and I can't at least that easily because the default template it's somewhat ugly and it's not that easy, or it's not that easy to figure out how to customize one from scratch, right? So I'm giving you guys this GitHub repo. I'm gonna be updating it, so when the video is uploaded, you will see it with all the necessary information. Now, there's just one folder left here, which is the default portal, which we're gonna be reviewing, right? So, first things first, what you want to understand is that how AIRGEDDON works when it comes to captive portals and stuff. So basically, when you set it up, it will create a temporary folder in /tmp, right, which is called www, in which you will store all these 4 files. Now, since AIRGEDDON works from a bash script file, you can literally just read the whole source code and modify if you want it, but these are the 4 base files, right? So when you look at them, even though they're HTML, you will see that they're pretty strange, right? At least at first. Now, this is the very the default template, right? So I'm not gonna be open them up with VS Code, which I have in here. And we will see that these are the ones. They are actually bash script files, right? And they use echo and the HTML code you need to put in, or you will see. Right now, look at this. There's a simple layout. There's just a form with the password in here and an action where the button submit is clicked, right, which is check.html. When we go there, we see a slightly different layout. The only difference maybe is that instead of actual spaces or tabulations, you will see backwards /t, which is the regular expression for it, right? Other than that, it's the same. It calls portal CSS, portal.js, which we'll be playing with to customize this template. Right now, this is the actual code, and if we read it just a little bit, we'll get to understand it, right? So post data is going to be cat dev student. That is, everything you type in or receive in the console will be stored in this variable, right? Now, if request method is post and content length is greater than 0, then this will happen. Basically, it's defining what the password is. These two, look at them, they're equal. They're basically removing some special characters such as this ampersand, which, the reason I explain this is because we will be playing with this a lot in another template I have for you guys, right? But yeah, pretty much that. Now, once this filter is passed, you will see that it checks again if the password is greater than 8 and less than 63. If so, it will remove this temporary file in the temporary folder called www, as I said before, and I'm going to be pasting the password entered in this file. Right now, with that, remember that AIRGEDDON ask you to input or enter a handshake file or to capture one on the run, and with that you're gonna be cracking it with air crack. Right now, if this success, which is the exit code is equals zero, it will create like this file, right? Success. It will be setting this et successful to 1, this variable, and it will say the password is correct. When this happens, the fake AP access point will be destroyed, and the victim will have access again to the original network, right? Otherwise, it's gonna be redirecting you to the main screen, and that's it basically. Here's the JavaScript function for redirecting, right? So we need to play with this, and I'm gonna be showing you a little bit of how was my approach to modify this. It's not that hard, but it's just really prone to generate a lot of errors. So it was a total headache, right? So I'm gonna be showing you guys two different approaches. First one is regular. With this I mean basically the regular captive portal asking you for a password, and another one with user, just for those cases where you need you need to hack a Wi-Fi network that asks for a user as well, right? User and password. So regular, I'm gonna be showing you how it looks like, more or less. Basically, I used T-Corp from Mr. Robot, and pretty basic layout I took from some YouTube video, I don't even remember. But it's basically this: welcome to eCorp Wi-Fi network. Note that I couldn't use eCorps like single quote and S because that would mess with this single quotes from the bash script, so it's pretty messy. I hope you find a way around this, but yes. And so to access the network, please provide the network password. This is the password, right? There's a show password button. This is pretty basic. Feel free to customize it even more and submit, and this will take you to check.html, and these messages you saw here, that like the password is correct, whatever, you will see them inside this white box, right? I'm gonna be showing you some screenshots when we test them out, but for the meantime, just understand this, right? So you will have here the whole CSS, JavaScript, which I did not modify, but it's pretty much the same, right? So we're gonna be we're not gonna be testing this one, but the other one, which is the one I'm more interested in for you to guys know, which is the user, right? The only difference here is that index. I added a username box in here so that you can log them, and the password, right? Other than that, is instance the same. However, in the check.html file, it does change, right? Because let me Control B here. With user, yep, check HTML. I did modify this part of the script. So basically, I needed to find a way to store the usernames or IDs or whatever it is in a file, because all AIRGEDDON does is receive a password, save it in a temporal file, check it against the handshake, and if it is correct, it will save the correct password in a not temporary file, right? A permanent file, a regular file, and otherwise it will destroy the AP and everything will be destroyed with it. So there's no way to save that, right? So here I created a timestamp variable just for tracking purposes, and post data, and this stands for decoded, basically. What this does is have like this information like URL decoded, because otherwise it would be sent the URL encoded because of the post request the form does, right? Now I echo this timestamp and this post data into passwords, right? And then I just let it continue. So if request method is post and content length, whatever, then pass data, right, will be password. Now remember that I told you about some lines that would filter out special characters such as the ampersand. Well, I removed them out, right? And they're not here. So the password will be just as they were sent. It's probably like this, because if the password is this, it will be sent like this, and you won't see the actual password, right? So that's not what we want. However, be cautious, because AIRGEDDON developers said that doing this would make you prone to be hacked in terms that well, the forum, or yeah, forum is basically vulnerable to some command injection probably, and imagine if you're running this as root, you will get definitely banned, right? So be careful of that. So other than that is the same, I insist. However, have this in mind. For example, this template was generated on runtime based on the handshake I specified the first time. So this MAC needs to be changed. This file where the handshake is stored needs to be modified as well. So that's why I recommend you guys to capture a handshake manually with AIRGEDDON and all this stuff. I probably will let the commands in the GitHub repo, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I recommend that. And also obviously like this title, and in the index.html, well, this ESSID or whatever, right? eCorp instead of eCorp, whatever your Wi-Fi network victim is, right? So when I have that, what I do is I'm gonna be going to Kali, right? Again, I'm not using this as root, not OPSEC safe, let's say. So I'm gonna be going to cd opt tools AIRGEDDON. I'm gonna be opening a Tmx window. Here I'm gonna be renaming this to AIRGEDDON, and I'm gonna be creating another one for extra. Right now in here, I want to prepare a command which will be copy home, Kali, desktop, and tutorial, which is a folder I prepared, into temporary www, which does not exist at the moment but will when AIRGEDDON is working, right? With this, I'm gonna be going back up here and AIRGEDDON, just like this. Was that okay? So it needs to be run as sudo. Didn't know that. So doesn't matter. Just for this time, I don't know. Maybe you can figure out a way not to run it as root. Once we have this, I'm just gonna be selecting my Wi-Fi network, device or interface, and I'm gonna be going to 7, which is Evil Twins attack menu, right? And then for 9, which is tag with captive portal, and it's gonna be oh damn, I'm gonna be using 2 for monitor mode at first, right? And then now I can 9 for captive portal. It's gonna be sniffing the air basically to look for Wi-Fi networks. Now I have one which is Valencia, and that's gonna be my network for today's test. So I'm gonna be using the auth air replay attack, which I find the most well, the better, right? Or the best, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be using no for this DOS pursuit mode because I would need a second card and I do not have one. I'm gonna be spoofing my MAC address. I'm gonna be using a captured handshake file, which I have in home, Kali, desktop, handshake 01.cap, right? And with that, enter. not gonna be using English or whatever. It is fine actually. And here, before all that, look at this tutorial. So I'm gonna use this folder. I'm gonna drag and drop them into my Kali box. Remember, for that you would need VMware tools installed. If you don't have this, just look for a tutorial, right, on YouTube. And I'm gonna be copying all this into tutorial and replacing all, just because I already tested them, right? So I'm gonna be having, well, this prepared. Remember that with user check HTML, I was like sending some data into a file, home Kali desktop passwords.txt, right? I'm gonna be doing something, which is watch, and every 1 second do something, which is gonna be cat home Kali desktop passwords.txt. Note that it doesn't exist at the moment, but insist it will once the fake access point is up and running and a victim submits the password and the username, right? So I'm gonna be yes English, whatever it is. I'm gonna be saying no advanced captive portal, and I'm gonna be going here, and you will see that 6 windows will start popping up in your screen, all over your screen, but we need to wait until the last one appears. That's because that's the web server, and once we do that, we can copy the files, right? Replace them. So what happened here? Okay, copy them. Damn it, sudo Kali. That's it. So we copy them, and we already have, look at this, 10 www, all the files in there. So I'm gonna be showing you screenshots of how it looks right now. In the meantime, I'm gonna be using my phone for this. I'm gonna be using Valencia, the fake one. And once I do that, I will be redirected to the captive portal, which is hosted on several domains depending on your phone. For example, mine is Huawei, so it will be hosted on a highcloud.com domain. However, if you're in a Windows, you will see that your connectivity check host will be on Microsoft.com, or if you are in other Android, maybe in Google.com, and I don't know what would look like in a iPhone. So I'm gonna be using this like username. I'm gonna be saying J Johnson or whatever, right? And password, let's say, is something, whatever it is, and a lot of weird characters, special characters, right? So I'm gonna be sending it, and actually let me go back here, and I'm gonna be minimizing this, and you will see that submit. Look at this. The last password was this one, right? Now that is not correct, and what AIRGEDDON did in the background is it tried to crack the handshake we passed to it with this password. So since it's not correct, it will basically keep the AP running until the one password is given, right? Now I needed my username, right? And AIRGEDDON itself does not provide a way to do this, so that's why we have this. And wow, apparently it did not store them. I'm gonna pause the video and check what happens, and I'll be back with you guys. Alright guys, I'm back here. I just had one error, pretty basic, and you will not have this one as it will be updated in the GitHub repo. So basically this desktop needed a capital D, and that was it, right? So going back to our Kali, look at this. I just like restore the AP and send another one, so such as testing 2, and look at this. Basically when I come here, you will see that this is locked, so we have username and the password, so that's what we want. So if we want to say another one, just there's another test over here with whatever we want. There you go. You look at that. Right now, let's say that we have found the actual password, right? I'm gonna be saying a dot Vargas or something. So I will be paying the actual password, submit, and look at that. So AIRGEDDON says, okay, I tried this password against the handshake you gave to me, and it is. So AP is down now, right? And while the person will see is, and I'm gonna be showing you with a screenshot, is the password is correct, the connection will be reestablished in a few moments, and that's it. Basically, when the AP comes down, since you saw in this over this corner, it was sending constant deauthentication packages, it will stop, it will cease fire, so the actual Wi-Fi network will be up and running again, and it will look like nothing happened, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. Look at this. Notice that the ampersand is here, so we had no trouble with that. And I know this is not as easy as it looks like. I insist, it generated a lot of errors when I was trying. It took me a while until I figured that out, and I read my head around it. So I hope you guys found this useful. That was pretty much what I was intending to give you today, right? So if you like the video, please feel free to hit that button, like, and subscribe. It will help me a lot. Follow me on LinkedIn if you want, in the GitHub repo, whatever you want. So thank you very much, and I'll see you later.